let's get to our players to watch for the home team, the Bison. A player that Coach Blakeney called the most important recruit in program history, the 6'4" graduate senior, Bryce Harris.
Yeah, Harris was last year's MEAC preseason player of the year. Unfortunately, was sidelined due to a foot injury. He told me today that he is hungry and excited to get started.
Starting lineups coming your way here from Byrd Gymnasium in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. First for the Missouri Tigers. We talked about him in the open, Melissa. Mark Mitchell, the 6'9" swingman, transferring out of Duke a couple of seasons ago, has really brought a huge boost to Dennis Gates' program.
Yeah, absolutely, and that leadership quality as well that he talked to me a little bit about yesterday, how they really have a lot they want to accomplish this season.
Quick lineup for the Bison. A team that Melissa will talk about it throughout the broadcast. 12 new players for Coach Blakeney and company. Culture going to be the name of the game here tonight.
Absolutely, and that's where we look to one of the players that we featured in the beginning, Bryce Harris, a guy that's been here for 5 years, all 4 years of eligibility for Coach Kenny Blakeney.
It'll be Donis for the Bison here on the opening tip. And we are underway here from our nation's capital. Anthony Robinson, the second, controlling things. See good ball pressure here from Cam Gillis. Ball swung around inside, pass and block. And we're gonna get our first whistle of the evening. As we're gonna get the Tigers to the free throw line, it'll be Sean Phillips Jr., the 7-footer out of Dayton, Ohio. Let's take another look.
34, Bryce Harris, that's his first, team's first.
Bryce Harris, Melissa, as we know, one of the better defenders in the entire MEAC, coming over. Thought he had a help side block there, but ends up getting whistled for the foul.
Yeah, defense, a really big emphasis for this Bison squad. Coach Kenny Blakeney talked to me about that earlier this week. Really for both teams, honestly, both teams emphasizing that and really trying to figure out what they're going to look like identity-wise this season in this first game.
Phillips misses the first. Missed both, and it'll be Bryce Harris on the rebound. See full court pressure here from Anthony Robinson as Missouri, one of the bigger teams in the country. We'll talk about that throughout the course of this broadcast as well. Cotton with it. Over to Donis. Donis backdoor pass to Cam Gillis. It's up and good. And this place has erupted as we've broken our 0-0 tie. Missouri comes the other way. And they're able to lay it home. It is Sebastian Mack. Gillis working. Gillis brought in here, Melissa, to solidify the point guard position for Coach Blakeney. Spent the last 2 seasons at Lehigh. And it really is a guy that they feel like can help him out a lot. Donis to the rim, couldn't finish it. Rebound controlled by the Tigers. This Missouri Tigers team, really a heck of a story a season ago. They're going to get a foul call. Heck of a story a season ago with the 6th seed in the NCAA tournament. And when you're getting to play your regular season basketball, Melissa, and let's be frank, the best conference in the country, you're going to be on people's radar the following year.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt, as we get a look at Kenny Blakeney here. You mentioned Cam Gillis earlier. A bit of a homecoming for him as he comes back. Attended high school not too far away, 5 miles away from here at Sidwell Friends.
Inside, finish up and good. Sean Phillips. Saw Phillips get to the free throw line earlier. That time, taking the lid off of the basket for Mizzou. Cam Gillis working with it. More on Gillis, his story, an impressive one. They talked about when they recruited him, Melissa. He had his own recruiting pitch for them. Normally, when you bring in a kid, they sell you on them. He tried to sell himself onto the Howard Bison.
Which just shows his confidence and how much this program, coming back home to this program, has meant to him. You know, he, as we mentioned, played high school ball not too far away from here. An impressive lineup of players coming from Sidwell Friends as well.
It'll be Cam Gillis to inbound. We'll talk about Gillis more throughout the night. The Falls Church, Virginia native. Pass is stolen off the inbound by Robinson. He's got it up ahead to Javon Porter. They'll throw it back inside to Sean Phillips. Phillips turning and facing. This Howard defense, one of the better ones in the MEAC under Coach Blakeney. It's one of the staples of this program. Got to be able to defend if you want to play here in the nation's capital, and sloppy play there as we get our first Bison turnover of the night.
Yeah,
Take a look at Coach Gates in year number 4 here with the Tigers, and talking to folks within this program. I mean, last year really a confidence booster for this bunch, and they feel like they have the pieces returning, Melissa, to rebound and build off of last year's success.
Yeah, I was at practice yesterday with Coach Gates, and most of the time coaches like to get to know you a little bit. He was game-faced the entire time, Linnell. Pre-game, apparently he listens to no music. He's in silence with his thoughts.
You see Sean Phillips getting another bucket on the inside. That matchup going to be one to watch. Donis, the 6'10 freshman from Lithuania, brought here is really a do-it-all 5-man. They can give Coach Blakeney and company someone that can stretch the floor. Bryce Harris, right corner three, it's there. Bryce Harris, what a compliment from Coach Blakeney, Melissa, calling him the most important recruit in program history. He starts off his senior campaign with a three-pointer.
Yeah, and he
Loose ball.
really is the best advertisement you can get when you're looking to recruit for this program, according to Coach Blakeney. He's been here for all 4 years of eligibility. He's really seen him grown, had a full circle experience, and really believes in the culture of this Howard program.
That shot is off from Travell Bryson. We'll talk more about him as the broadcast goes. 40-inch vertical, somebody that can jump out of the gym, Melissa. And that's somebody that can shoot the cover off for the basketball. Javon Porter, the 6'11 senior out of Columbia, Missouri, hits the first three-pointer of the evening from Mizzou. A couple of subs set to check in for the Bison. It'll be Ed Holland III, as well as Osi Okoji. Take another look at the Harris triple here. Good ball movement. He finds bottom. See Donis go to the free throw line. As we mentioned a moment ago, the 6'10 freshman out of Lithuania. I was asking members of this program, well, how do you take your recruiting services overseas? And they talk about all the technology now with Synergy and just a billion different ways to find talent. And they think they got a really good one with this do-it-all freshman. Yeah,
you're absolutely right about that. Recruiting has changed so much for college athletics, especially basketball. Talking to both coaches about that this week. But the good news is that social media has really helped them, both sides, I think, quite a bit in this new era of NILs and transfer portals.
See Donis knocking down both free throws for the Bison. Sub coming in. Okoji checks in, as well as Ed Holland III. Ed Holland going to get some minutes as they go small here. As you see the full court pressure here from Coach Blakeney's squad. Good ball pressure here from Cam Gillis. Sure, we'll talk about him a ton here tonight. Gillis, a guy that can lace you from deep. He's got the ball handling skills to break down the defense, and he's a helper as well. Inside pass to Porter, pump fakes and stuffs. So Missouri Tigers now out to a 13-7 lead here. The one trend here in the opening moments of this basketball game, Melissa, the Tigers getting really whatever they want on the interior. Ball moving around the perimeter. It is Cotton. Cotton the jumper in and out. Rebound is corralled by the Bison. Okogie goes up, couldn't finish it. And now here comes the Tigers moving in transition. Inside pass to Mark Mitchell, couldn't corral it. Possession will stay here. We'll see what the Missouri Tigers can do with it offensively. We take the under-16 timeout. Tigers up 13-7 here in our nation's capital. Tigers timeout in a huddle as we welcome you back to Bird Gymnasium here in our nation's capital. Linnell Willingham alongside Melissa Kim. Let's get our keys to the game. We'll start first for the visiting Tigers. Got to earn your stripes. This Tiger defense, one of the best in the SEC a season ago. Yeah, and you talking to Coach Gates yesterday, he said that he just wants to make sure that his team understands the process right now in terms of how to create good defense. He said we might not see the results right away, but the fact that we went through the process and they understand that is important to him. And for Coach Blakeney and the Bison, 12 new players on this year's roster. It's more about the name on the front of the jersey, Melissa, than the name on the back. It absolutely is. And talking to Bryce Harris earlier today, he said that his leadership is really going to play a role here in terms of how this team communicates and how they find chemistry throughout the season. Pass swung around. You see T.O. Barrett with it. Swings into the left wing, three-pointer off. Thought Mark Mitchell had the offensive board, but it's corralled by Cam Gillis, and the Bison will push. Gillis on the drive, really good defense there. Finds Cotton for three, couldn't hit it. And there's Mark Mitchell corralling another rebound. One thing we're noticing here, both of these teams getting up and down. Going to be a fast-paced game here tonight. Mitchell on the drive, swings it out. Porter's got a three, it's short. It'll be rebounded by Bryce Harris. Bryce Harris, the 6'4" graduate senior out of Brentwood, New Jersey. First team all toughness. That's how I would describe that young man. Mitchell gets the steal. They tried to kick it out to Gillis. And we'll see the tempo slow down here for the Tigers. Missouri on the drive. No call there. A lot of contact on the basket. And it is T.O. Barrett lacing a triple. The 6'4" sophomore out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The pride of Link Academy. And if you're a local person listening to this broadcast, Link Academy is where Wizards first-round pick Trey Johnson graduated from. Bryce Harris working with it at the top of the key. This is the matchup to watch. Harris getting downhill. Tough right-hand finish, no good. And we'll get a jump ball, and possession will stay here with the Bison. Take another look here. Really good baseline drive there from Sebastian Mack, Melissa, finding T.O. Barrett in the corner.
Yeah, T.O. also young, but brings a little young, spirited attitude to the squad. I was watching him during practice yesterday. Little bit of a jovial attitude from him. I really liked watching his game.
About to say, in this era of NIL, we got to get him a head and shoulders deal with all that lettuce. Bison the rebound. Cam Gillis working with it. He'll dump it off inside to Donis. Finds a cutting Osi Okoji. He's going to lay it up. Okoji only able to play in 6 games last year, but he is the heart and soul of this Bison defense. Speaking of defense, Bison getting defensive here. Gillis pushing in transition. Cotton working with it. He'll throw it back inside to Donis. Donis working with his back to the basket. Looking for a cutting Osi, but couldn't get it. As Cotton will reset here with Cam Gillis at the top of the key. Gillis working on Porter, barking out instructions. Gillis, sweet move. 3-point shot in and out. This rebound is controlled by Mizzou. T.O. Barrett across the timeline. Barrett driving, layup up and no good. Rebound is controlled by Donis. You'll have a headache trying to follow this action tonight, Melissa. These two teams both getting up and down. T.O. Barrett in transition off of the steal. Lays it up and in, and that will extend this Missouri Tigers lead to 9. And Coach Blakeney wants to talk about it.
Yeah, fast-paced game, which is what we expected coming out of the game. You know, talking to Coach Blakeney this week, he said he wasn't nervous before this game because he wasn't sure what to expect from his squad. He's like, we have 12 new guys. A lot of us haven't played together before, so he was a little nervous, which I feel like you don't hear a lot of coaches admitting. Coach Gates, on the other hand, said that he was excited. He was hungry and excited to get his teams going.
Saw Cam Gillis struggling to corral the basketball. They kick it up ahead to T.O. Barrett. More on this Bison program. 12 new players, as you mentioned. This is a group, though, led by Coach Blakeney. He has really come here and put this program on the map for the first time since the 1990s. This has all of a sudden become a destination for some of the top talent across the country.
It's called the Dream Factory, and I asked him why in particular he named it that, and he said this is where you come and you meet this extensive network of Howard alums, of the professors here. He said the world is such an oyster and an opportunity when you come to the Mecca. It's called the Mecca for a reason, obviously.
Yes, indeed. I will say this, you're doing basketball here, doing football here, one of the better environments in all of college basketball. A sellout crowd here at the Burr as Okoji working with it. Bison swinging the ball around the perimeter. See Ed Holland working. Holland right-hand hook shot, no good. Rebound controlled by the Tigers. Right corner triple is up and in. Luke Northweather, the 6'11" junior out of Jefferson County, Missouri. This Tigers team, one of the biggest in the country. They've got length at pretty much every spot on the floor. Bryce Harris, good inside dish. It is blocked by Northweather. Tigers in transition with it. Cruz over to Barrett. And they'll slow things down here. They got the switch, pass to that right corner. Shot is no good. Rebound controlled by the Tigers as it was Jacob Cruz getting in there for the first time. As you see, O.C. Okoji, one of the better stories in this Bison program, overcoming some injury adversity a season ago, and talking to folks around this program, Melissa, they're thrilled to have him back.
Yeah, another one of the veterans. You point to the two guys who have committed to this program throughout their careers. You look at Bryce Harris and you look at O.C. as the guys, as Coach Blakey says, the best advertisements for this program.
Yeah, O.C. a part of the two MEAC championship teams here at the Dream Factory. As you see his good ball pressure here defensively on Barrett. Northweather working with it. Three-point shot is up and in. Jaden Stone, the graduate guard out of Perth, Australia, coming up with a big-time triple. Mentioned the size of this SEC team. They have an average of almost 6'8", the tallest team here in school history, Melissa.
And they're certainly using that to their advantage, especially defensively here.
Definitely feel like they're controlling things on the glass right now and on the interior. Cruz thought about a triple as the Tigers swinging around here offensively. Coach Blakey's bunch going with a little man-to-man as they tried to go inside once again to Sean Phillips. He turns it over. We're going to get a dead ball. We'll take a quick timeout. Some subs get ready to check in for both teams. As the Mizzou Tigers get what they want on the perimeter, Jaden Stone hits the triple. We'll be back from DC. Take a live look at the Howard Bison student section as we're at the Dream Factory here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Linnell Willingham alongside Melissa Kim. The regular season opener across college basketball finds a matchup between the Howard Bison of the MEAC and the Mizzou Tigers out of the SEC. Take a look at the numbers. Mizzou lacing it right now from downtown. They're 4 of 7 from beyond the arc, and it's a big reason why they've got this 15-point lead here at midway through the first half.
Yeah, 57%. I think that Coach Gates has got to be pretty happy with what he's seeing so far from the long ball.
They shot at about 37% clip last year, talking about Coach Gates' squad. They rode that hot three-point shooting all the way to the 6th seed in the NCAA tournament. Subs check in for the Bison. You'll see Cam Gillis return. They try to get some high ball screen action going with Donis. They throw it down to the freshman Lithuanian. He kicks it out to Bryce Harris. He'll line up a triple. No good. A rebound controlled by Holland. Layup is up and in. Ed Holland, the redshirt senior out of Philadelphia, transfer out of Penn. So they got a brainiac in the program.
Listen, a Howard degree means something in this world. And
yes, it does.
Students here work very, very hard in the classroom.
Cruz coming off the down screen, thought about a triple, will pull it back. Mizzou working, 10 on the shot clock. Robinson kicks it out to Porter. 3 is in and out. Rebound controlled by Ed Holland. This Bison team, Melissa, gritty bunch. One that, as we mentioned, 12 new players trying to find their identity here in the early portion of the season before they enter conference play.
Yeah, and again, communication is the most important thing in this game. Both teams told me that after practices this week, and talking. Coach Gates emphasized that a lot. Coach Blakey emphasizes a lot. Really, really important here to build that chemistry.
Robinson getting downhill using the all-forearm. A layup, no good. A rebound controlled by Cruz. As you'll see Porter working with it, or Stone rather, working with it one-on-one inside as it is stumped. Sean Phillips continuing to have his way on the interior, working against this Bison defense.
Using all 7 feet of himself for that dunk.
The size advantage, definitely something that we knew was going to favor the Tigers here. For Howard here, want to make sure you're getting a good shot offensively every time down. Alex Cotton working with it. Over to Harris. Harris with his dribble handoff to Donis. Donis will lace up a triple and it's there. Kazakevicius, the 6'10 freshman out of Lithuania, gets the first point to his collegiate career. Robinson probing. Kicks it out to the perimeter. They swing it around. Cruz will end up lacing a 3. The Mizzou Tigers continuing to be tacky hot from downtown as they extend their first half lead to 15. Second meeting between these two programs. Last year, You saw the Bison travel down to Missouri, and the Tigers were able to get the best of them in that one. Three-point shot, no good. Alex Cotton, one of the better three-point shooters on this team. One of the better three-point shooters for the Mizzou Tigers is Jacob Cruz. He was off on that triple, a fight for it. And possession going to stay here with the Tigers. We get the under 8 timeout coming up. The Mizzou Tigers with a 31-16 lead. We'll be back with more basketball from our nation's capital. 15 here in the first half. An emphasis this year in college basketball, the coaches' challenge rules, as you see right here on the screen. The one that really is intriguing to me on this list, if the refs talk over the call, coach must challenge right after the ruling. So the NCAA clearly trying to crack down and get a rein on the coaches' challenges.
Yeah, and probably speed things along a bit in these games.
Yes.
You know, making them move a little bit faster, if you will.
Mizzou Tigers getting set to inbound off of the jump ball. It will be Anthony Robinson, the second, the 6'3" junior out of Tallahassee, Florida. Inbounding it to Mark Mitchell. Robinson working with it, guarded by Gillis. We get Robinson a low post look versus Bryce Harris. This is a matchup of our two players to watch. Kicks it out to Robinson. Three-point shot up and rebound controlled. Guess who? Mark Mitchell. Three-pointer up and in. Jaden Stone for a long two. Will extend this Tigers lead to 17. Wow. That time, Jaden Stone adamant that it went off of the body of the Bison, and he was right. As it is another Bison turnover. Howard struggling to get it going here offensively. As we continue to talk about this throughout the broadcast, Melissa, 12 new players here for Coach Blakeney as they're trying to establish their culture here in year number 7.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see some of the senior leadership from Bryce Harris talking to his guys more, making sure they're communicating. He told me earlier today that is what is going to be the make or break for them, being able to communicate. He said it's the most important thing that we can do well.
Bryce Harris looking to get it back in blood is the best way that I would put it, Melissa. Missed most of the season last year with that foot injury after being named the preseason MEAC Player of the Year. I know Coach Blakeney and company happy to have his services back.
Yeah, absolutely. And he told me that he said that it's a special feeling, you know, to be able to be healthy and then come out and play the game you love. He really values that health, I think, now after suffering that foot injury last year.
The best ability is availability, and Bryce Harris happy to be back here for the Bison for his 5th year in the program. Harris working with it on the right wing. They swing it around the perimeter. Gillis with it now in the left corner. Donis coming to set the ball screen. Gillis really would know where to go. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. They throw it inside. Johnson trapped with it in the corner, and a foul is going to be called.
Yeah, going back to Bryce Harris again real quick. The one quote, I wrote this down as a quote. He says, communication, we want to be not spread out like a hand, but balled up like a fist. That's how close he wants their communication to be.
That communication starting on the defensive end here for Coach Blakeney's squad. Last year, averaging about 6 steals and 3 blocks as a program per game. Gillis to inbound. Gillis gets it back. Kick out to the left wing. 3-point shot, no good. Holland, the offensive rebound, couldn't get it to go. Donis unable to finish it as well. Tigers running in transition. Right wing 3 from Jacob Cruz is in and out. We got about 5:50 and counting left to go here in this opening half. 17-point lead for the Tigers. Bryce Harris tries to force his way inside. Tough move. Getting it the hard way. As the Bison struggle to get back in transition, Jacob Cruz there once again. We'll see Bryce Harris working with it. You see the size of Harris, a guy that can hurt you from the interior, efficient from the great beyond as well. As we see Ed Holland get ready to go to the free throw line.
Personal fouls against the Tigers, number 12, Sebastian Knapp. That's his first team's fourth.
See Holland going to the free throw line. 1 for 4 start for the 6'6" redshirt senior out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Ed Holland, the third, shooting 2.
Holland's first free throw is no good. Last year, the Bison on the season shot at about 74% from the charity stripe.
Replacing Jeremiah Johnson. Substitution for the Tigers, number 17,
Alex Cotton checking back in for the Bison. Alex Cotton, a pretty cool story as well. Coach Blakeney, Melissa, actually growing up with Cotton's mom. So that was a big reason why he ended up here in this program.
A lot of connections here.
That relationship definitely helping out the Bison. 16-point Mizzou lead with about 5:11 and counting left to go here in the opening half. The size of the Tigers really bothering the Bison right now. What a beautiful move there from Mark Mitchell. Couldn't finish it off glass with the left hand. Cam Gillis with it. The transfer out of Lehigh. Started the last 2 years for that program. So bringing plenty of experience here to Coach Blakeney's squad. We're gonna get an offensive foul called on Alex Cotton. So he was trying to create some space, and possession will go to the Tigers.
Personal fouls against the Bison, number 4, Alex Cotton. That's his second, team's third.
Subset to check in.
Bison, number 11, O.C. Okoji.
Going to be O.C. Okoji
Alex Cotton.
coming back in. The 6'5" Canadian, 2-time champ here with the Howard Bison. Robinson getting down. Hill trying to stuff it, but it was in and out. Mark Mitchell grabbing the rebound and finishes. But what a gaudy dunk attempt there from Anthony Robinson II. Heavy ball pressure here from Mizzou. Holland on the drive, left hand finish, no. Rebound controlled by the Tigers. Here comes Jaden Stone. Throwing it down inside, Robinson, double team. Gets out of a jam, trying to create some space. The left hand layup is blocked by Donis. Going to be controlled by Mizzou. 3-point field goal off there from Mark Mitchell. But possession will stay here as we take another look. We have a timeout on the floor. The Mizzou Tigers. We're back to our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., home of the Howard University Bison. Picked to finish second in the MEAC preseason poll. They had their season ended in overtime last year in the semifinals by the Morgan State Bears. Morgan State finished, was projected to finish 4th here in the preseason poll.
Yeah, and that was obviously devastating. Coach Blakeney and the guys saying that that is not where they want to end up. This year, as you said, picked to finish second. They are hoping to finish one ahead of that, obviously.
So we enjoy the sound of the Howard Bison Marching Band.
The Showtime Band.
Let's give it up for your Howard University cheerleaders.
About 3:58 left to go here in the opening half. Both of these two teams getting up and down. Right now, the difference in this one, Melissa, the size on the interior for the Mizzou Tigers. They talked about it when we talked to folks in this program. This is the biggest team in terms of average height in program history.
Yeah, Sean Phillips Jr., one of their stars, the senior center who is 7 feet tall, certainly using that to his advantage all throughout this game so far and really playing a part.
Phillips off to a good start. He's got 6, including a monster jam. Speaking of Phillips, he's got it back to the basket. Working against Donis, and it's stopped. Wow, Sean Phillips making his presence felt. Gillis step back 3 on the way, in and out. Rebound controlled by Mark Mitchell, and the Tigers looking to push the other way. Porter, left corner 3. Short rebound controlled by Gillis. For the Bison, you want to do your best here to limit the Mizzou Tigers to one possession, or one shot rather, here offensively Rebounding has been a problem here for HU. Bryson over to Harris. Harris laces a triple. A welcome sign for the Bison as Bryce Harris knocks down a three. It'll cut this lead to 17.
Yeah, that's what you want to see from your senior leader on this squad. Coach Blakeney's got to like that one.
Harris nearly coming up with a steal. And they're going to call the foul on Sean Phillips.
That's his first, team's fifth.
As you heard, chance of defense coming from the Bison faithful here in our nation's capital as we take another look at the two-hand stuff. I mean, you want to talk about asserting your will.
Tigers, number 45.
That's on the inside is blocked by Mark Mitchell. Ball thrown out of bounds by the Tigers, and possession will stay here with the Bison.
Yeah, I really can see why Mitchell is such one of their leaders. You know, do-it-all guy, offensively and defensively. He seems to be everywhere, flying all over this court tonight.
Bison basketball.
It'll be Gillis to inbound. Trying to find a man inside. 5-second call coming here soon. Jump ball is controlled by Bryce Harris. Gillis working with it on the left wing. Pass inside to a cutting Harris, and he's able to finish. That time, good offense there from Coach Blakeney's squad as they continue to gnaw into this Missouri Tigers lead. Mack working with it to Mitchell on the left wing. Mitchell back to the basket. Here comes Mack. Good defense from Bryson. And the rebound is controlled by Donis. Gillis pushing in transition. Gillis trapped. Able to get out of harm's way. Donis good baseline pass and a beautiful reverse. A left-handed layup finish for the fifth-year senior Bryce Harris. The Bison have cut this lead to 13.
Really beautiful sequence there by the Bison.
Chance of defense coming here for the Bison. And what looked like it was going to be a charge, and it's called a block, as it'll send Javon Porter to the free throw line. The Bison here, Melissa, doing a really good job on the defensive end. We mentioned it a couple of minutes ago, limiting this Mizzou offense to just one shot per possession.
You can feel this Howard squad starting to get it together here, starting to find some rhythm, starting to find some momentum, and that all starts defensively. They've been doing a solid job of that in that last possession.
Javon Porter knocking down a free throw. So we mentioned on the season last year, Coach Kate's squad shot about 74% from the charity stripe. Porter's 2 for 2. He's got 7 here in the first half. Minute 54 left to go here in the opening half. Regular season opener for both Howard and Mizzou. A little MEAC SEC crossover action here on ESPN+. Bryce Harris, right wing three, short. Rebound controlled by Robinson. He throws it up ahead to Northweather. It is blocked. Bryce Harris coming up with a big-time rejection.
We're talking about defense. Bryce Harris answering the call. Really, you see why he is the senior leader for this squad.
Bryce Harris, we talked about it in the open. Coach Blakeney referring to him as the best recruit, the most important recruit in program history.
Setting the tone for that culture, what he calls EGB, energy generating behavior culture.
And we're seeing plenty of EGBs right now as the Bison try and cut into this lead here in the waning moments of the first half. It'll be 20 seconds on the shot clock. As it will be Anthony Robinson the second to inbound. Robinson has yet to get on the board here in this one. We'll get a timeout call. Coach Cates wanting to talk things over. 15-point Tigers lead.
Timeout on the floor.
Listen, both of these programs here playing at a frenetic pace, going up and down. Three-point shooting for both teams has been excellent here to start.
Yeah, it's that energy, that first game of the year energy, and you're really feeling like hearing. Coach Blakeney's squad, he said, you know, they didn't have the best season last year, but they were, once upon a time, last year, the winningest team in the DMV. He said they take a lot of pride in that, and he hopes that this will be their bounce back year and they can represent Howard in a way that their alums, their fans, the administration, the students can be proud of. I think they've been doing that so far.
Big blow for this program, losing Blake Harper, last year's MEAC Rookie of the Year, Conference Player of the Year as well, losing him to Creighton. That's a tough thing here to try and manage here in this new era of college athletics. The transfer portal becoming so important. And really, it comes down to what type of resources does your university have to be able to retain top talent. But Coach Blakeney and company not stressing it at all as we take another look at the Bryce Harris block. Sure, Bryce Harris is helping people.
Oh, without a doubt.
Get here to the Dream Factory, the do-it-all swingman. He's leading campus tours. He's got his own clothing brand.
He makes beats. He makes beats. He makes musical beats too. He's such a cool guy. He's really taking advantage of every opportunity here at the Mecca.
Oh, defense there from Donis. Slit to recover. And they're going to call it on the floor. We're going to get a push in the back.
Personal fouls against the Bison's number 14.
They're going to call it on Donis.
Donis.
Calling him the Lithuanian Freak. That's the nickname I'm giving him. Donis, similar to Giannis.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
You pick up what I'm putting down.
Yeah, absolutely. But look, Missouri, fourth Power 5 team to come to the Burr, you know, in the school's history. And I asked Coach Gates yesterday, why come play at Howard? And he said, why not? Fun fact, by the way, his wife, an HU alum as well.
Aha. Something in the water.
Yes, yes,
That's how
indeed.
I would describe it. As we'll see Luke Northweather going to the free throw line.
Luke Northweather, shooting 2.
First free throw is off for Northweather.
Substitution for the Tigers, number 5, T.O. Barrett.
It's the first year here for this program for Luke Northweather, transferring in from Oklahoma.
Another one of those tall guys on this team, 6'11".
Last year for the Sooners, 10 of 14 from the charity stripe. He splits a pair and will extend this Mizzou Tigers lead to 16. About 70 seconds left to go here in the first half. Both teams getting up and down and playing some good defense. Gillis working off of the dribble handoff, dribble, inside, it is blocked. Northweather again, you see in the length here, this Mizzou Tigers team on full display. As Mark Mitchell drives baseline, puts a shoulder in to Donis, and we're gonna get an offensive foul call. This Howard Bison bench absolutely loving it. Their 6'10" freshman coming in here, getting acclimated quickly. It was one of the things that this coaching staff is worried about as we take another look. Clearly outside of the restricted area. They watched a lot of tape on Donis, a skilled 5 that can do it all. Super high IQ kid. The big question, how does he adjust to the speed? And you saw it right there, the physicality of the American game.
Yeah, and you can tell that he is transitional, but adjusting quite well here.
Gillis gonna let it roll. Gillis working with it. Gillis off the Donis screen, lost it. Gets it back, foul called. Well, like we may have an injury as well, as you see Anthony Robinson holding his ankle. So they called an offensive foul on the screen. And I am, I'm gonna admit, I'm a little surprised by that one.
Number 21, Calvin Robbins Jr.
Calvin Robbins Jr. checking in here for Donis, as he'll get some minutes here at the backup 5 spot. We'll see if Mizzou tries to get up a quick one here. They have the chance for the 2-for-1 opportunity, as there's a 13-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Inbound is T.O. Barrett. He's laced a couple triples here in this first half. Barrett working downhill, lost it. Corralled by Porter. And there goes Bryce Harris, active hands defensively.
Great defense there from Harris.
Really good, yes. And a steal by the Bison. And they're gonna hold for one final shot here. 16-point Mizzou lead, 19 seconds and counting left to go here in the opening half. Ball screen. Get ready to come here from Travell Bryson. As he hands it off to Gillis. Gillis slips a pass on the inside. Layup up, no good. 1 second left on the clock. And that is how we will end the first half of action here from our nation's capital. The Missouri Tigers out to a 16-point lead. It is the big man, Sean Phillips Jr., the high man for the Mizzou Tigers. They're up 16 going into the locker room. More basketball coming up here from the Dream Factory here on ESPN. They trail the Mizzou Tigers by a score of 42-26 after 20 minutes of play. Let's get to our first half highlights here from the Dream Factory. Missouri up 16, but Bryce Harris for the Bison getting things done, Melissa.
He absolutely is leading the team right now with 12 points, playing extremely good defense, setting the tone for this Bison squad. Again, he was our player to watch on this Howard squad coming into this game. He's showing why he is that senior leader, and honestly, why he was last year's preseason MEAC Player of the Year. He's not missing a beat from when he had a foot injury last
For the
season.
Mizzou Tigers, the high man is who you see on your screen, Sean Phillips Jr., 8 points to lead all scores, and he finished with that emphatic dunk for Mizzou. First half stats, Mizzou shooting a blistering 51% from the field. The Bison going cold there at the end of that first half, finishing at shooting at just a 30% clip. This is the difference. You see it right there, the rebound discrepancy. Mizzou +6 on the glass, and it has been the story here in this first half.
Yeah, absolutely. Those rebounds becoming extremely important in this game. Obviously, you see that was a differentiating factor. Again, Sean Phillips, one of the leaders on the squad with rebounds, with 5 of them. He is using that 7-foot height to his advantage in every single facet of this game so far.
We mentioned this in the open. It was part of our key numbers for the Mizzou Tigers. An average height of almost 6'8". This is the tallest Mizzou Tigers team in program history.
That is very tall, 79.8. And I mean, you can see it when they're on the court, the differential between them and the Howard squad.
Mizzou looking to make some history as well, trying to win their first season opening game on the road. We'll see if they can close it out coming up here in this second half. It'll be Bison basketball to get things going here in the second half from our nation's capital. It will be Alex Cotton inbound for Howard. Cam Gillis working with it. Gillis, a strong first half for the Bison. You saw Donis there tried to throw the entry pass inside to Bryce Harris. Donis, the 6'10 freshman out of Lithuania. 7 points in that first half. He was 1 of 1 from downtown. Gillis to inbound. That time the Bison got stuck with it in the corner. Cotton looking for a man, kicks it out. Travell Bryson has it blocked. And we're going to get a foul called underneath, as it will be on Bryce Harris.
Again, Harris coming out aggressive right out of the gate, especially defensively.
We'll take another look. All 6'9" of that frame getting out there to block that shot. You see Gillis providing ball pressure here. As Robinson working with it. Mizzou Tigers did a really good job in that first half turning the Bison over, but I will say this, Melissa, Howard doing just as good of a job on the defensive end, in my opinion.
No, they absolutely have, and you can tell that it's setting the tone for how they're playing on both sides of the court.
Mark Mitchell kicks to the left corner. Three-point shot is short. Mitchell gets the rebound. Thought about going up with it. It was lost and corralled by Sebastian Mack, and he's got his 4th points of the ball game. Donis working with it. Donis puts his head down, trying to force his way inside, kicks it to the left corner. Cotton thought about a triple. As we got 12 seconds on the shot clock. Travell Bryson inside. No call, a lot of contact, and we'll now see the Tigers in transition. Phillips with it off glass and gets his own rebound and finishes. Sean Phillips, he's got 10. He is the leading scorer for Mizzou. 20-point lead for the Tigers. The opening moments of this second half, Melissa, are going to be crucial for Howard.
Yeah, again, really setting the tone for the rest of this game, trying to fight against that 20-point deficit at the moment there.
That's the way to get it done. Alex Cotton laces a triple, and it will cut the lead to 17.
His first three of the night.
Yes, indeed. Alex Cotton, one of the better three-point shooters on this team. Trying to get a foul called inside on Donis as he was trying to stop the big senior Sean Phillips on the inside. Get our first sub here of the second half. It is O.C. Okoji, 6'5" Canadian, senior here for the Bison. Young man that's got some hardware, Melissa.
Oh yeah, he knows what it's like to win, and really under Coach Blakeney, this squad has tasted some history in his tenure here.
Yes, indeed. As they try to get back to their winning ways, picked rather to finish second in the MEAC preseason coaches poll. Inbounds pass stolen from Bryce Harris. And now we'll see the Bison in transition. Koji thought about it. And Gillis will work. Gillis, soft touch around the rim. We're going to get a foul called. He'll stay here. They're going to get Javon Porter on the push.
Look, I know we've been talking about Bryce Harris a lot, but Cam Gillis and Donis, yes. I've been really impressed by their effort this evening. I mean, they're hustling after every loose ball, going after it on the glass. And for two guys that are new to the squad, really solidifying the effort part of it for sure.
Yes, indeed. All a part of those EGBs, those energy-generated behaviors for Coach Blakeney's squad. Heck of an acronym, Melissa. I like that.
It. Yeah, it is a big part of the culture here, is what Coach Blakeney told me earlier.
Donis kicks it to the left wing. Bryce Harris lacing a triple. Going to cut this lead to 14. Heck of a start here in the second half for the Bison as they try to climb their way back into this one. Let's see what the call is. We're going to get a block. As we take another look, Donis. They talked about his passing when we got the chance to catch up with Coach Blakeney during the week. The do-it-all five that can get it done at both ends of the floor in his first half and change of of collegiate basketball over here in the States. Melissa, what do you think about the performance of the young freshman Donis?
Oh, I'm a fan so far. I can tell that there's a lot of things happening in his brain, obviously cerebrally, in terms of getting to understand, you know. But I think the best way to understand the American game is to play it. And I think we're seeing his growth and his blossoming, if you will, over the course of this game.
The Bison faithful letting Sebastian Mack hear about his air ball. He splits a pair of free throws as it is a 15-point lead for the Tigers. Cam Gillis working with it. Donis tries to get downhill. Donis, good backdoor pass to Koji, layup up. Almost had a three-point play, but it's going to fall off the front of the rim, and he'll go to the line for two as we take another look. It's a really good look here on a backdoor cut from Koji. Couldn't finish it.
Yeah, again, we mentioned Donis. Great vision of the court. I think great vision of other guys that are around him, awareness of where they are. You see him passing the ball quite a bit. A lot of assists, I think, for this guy in the future.
Yes, indeed. One of his superpowers, as you mentioned, his ability to get others involved. Really polished offensive game here for the freshman, as we've seen him come up with 4 assists already here, Melissa, in this one. You see O.C. Okoji at the free throw line. Just 6 games played last year. We've been touting it all broadcast long, a 2-time MEAC conference champion, as he misses both free throws. T.O. Barrett, super sophomore, laced a couple triples there in that first half. Northweather with it, over to Barrett. Northweather, it'll be Mack working on Donis. Mack, crossover, Donis, good job moving his feet. Donis, good contest. And the rebound gonna be controlled by Porter. The offensive rebounds continuing to be the Achilles heel of this Bison team. They're playing some good defense, just not able to finish these possessions, Melissa.
Yeah, you see there, Mizzou getting at least 2 or 3 of them off the glass there.
Take a look at some of our numbers as we're getting ready to approach the under 16 timeout.
Yeah, 29 rebounds for the Tigers so far as opposed to 17 for Howard. So you see it plainly in the numbers, the effort off the glass.
And really the story, the 9 offensive rebounds for the Mizzou Tigers, getting extra possessions, and it's a big part of why they've got this 15-point lead. 16 on the shot clock. Barrett in the low post working against Gillis. Trap coming from Cotton. He dishes it off inside to Porter. Gillis trying to dig it out. 3-point shot on the way, and it is good. Luke Northweather, the 6'11" transfer from OU, bringing some size and the ability to stretch the floor here for the Mizzou Tigers. Harris working baseline. Kicks it to the top of the key. Gillis, long three is there. Cam Gillis doing his best to keep the Bison in this one.
Yeah, Gillis also with his first 3 of the game.
Barrett working with it. Gillis with heavy ball pressure here on the sophomore. Barrett swings it to the left wing. 3-point shot up. 3-point shot good. Jaden Stone knocking down the triple.
Yeah, the Tigers answering right away from Gillis' made 3.
Stone's got 2 threes in this one. It is a 17-point lead. Donis. There's a deep 3 from Alex Cotton. All of a sudden, it's a 3-point party. It's raining here at the bar.
Showing off their skills from the long ball here.
Chance of HU, coming from the Bison faithful as they try to rally their group back into this one. Under 16 timeout coming up momentarily. Good ball movement from Mizzou. Another offensive rebound. T.L. Barrett hustling, doing the dirty work to help maintain possession. Under 16 timeout, we'll get a substitution on the other side of the break. Going to be Ed Holland, but this was Alex Cotton, placing his 3rd triple of the evening as the Bison try to cut into this lead. Tab, the 5th-year senior, doing his part to keep the Bison in this one.
Yeah, game high 15 points for Harris, the 5th-year senior. Again, shooting pretty well from 3-2, but his defensive effort, I think, has stood out the most here. And you can tell that he's really riling up the rest of his guys to continue to put in that effort throughout the game and to be aggressive on you.
You mentioned Bryce Harris getting it done on the defensive end. 3 stops, 2 steals, and a block. He's got 2 helpers as well, so a stat sheet stuffing performance in his final first game of the season of his career. Special moment here tonight for the 5th-year senior. Inbound is to Northweather. Cruz thought about a 3, using that off arm to get downhill. Cruz, right-hand hook is short. Rebound corralled by none other than Bryce Harris.
We'll be saying his name quite a bit throughout the
Yes,
rest of the
indeed.
night.
Cam Gillis working with it, in trouble, has to pick up the dribble. He'll find Harris. Harris' elbow jumper is pure. Bryce Harris starting to feel it here a little bit. He's got 17 in this Mizzou Tigers lead, cut to 13. Feels like the pace has slowed down here a little bit in this second half. Both teams putting a little bit more of an emphasis on their half-court game.
And you can see they felt each other out a little bit in the first half, and now they're starting to really develop and I think understand each other's game a little bit more in this second half. And both of our players to watch having quite a game so far, Mark Mitchell and Bryce Harris.
Inbound is to Northweather. They'll find Phillips. Phillips couldn't control the pass from T.O. Barrett. It'll be the 9th turnover of the game for the Mizzou Tigers, and Coach Gates not too pleased with that one, telling his team to calm down. We talked about it coming in, 12 new players for the Bison. To think about the fact that they're only down 13 here early here in the second half against one of the top teams in the country, Melissa, I think Coach Blakeney's got to be impressed with his bunch.
Yeah, you know, again, he said he was nervous coming into this game because he didn't know what to expect from his squad because, again, so many of them are new. A dozen of them are new, but he's got to at least be impressed with their effort so far.
Alex Cotton is good, and now this Bison lead, or this Mizzou Tigers lead, rather, cut to 10. The HU faithful getting into this one. Cam Gillis, excellent ball pressure. Barrett lost it. It's going to go out of bounds, and possession going to go back to the Bison.
Deafeningly loud in here.
Hard to hear yourself think here at the Dream Factory. The Bison coming out 6 for 8 here in this second half. I'd call that Taki hot, Melissa.
Oh yeah, definitely riled up here. We have Howard Athletic Director Kerry Davis sitting to our left. He just stood up and riled up the crowd too, put his hands up saying, come on.
Here we go. Cam Gillis working with it. Guarded by Anthony Robinson. We get it over to Holland. Holland over to Harris. Harris rips through. Harris down the middle. Gillis in the right corner. Pull up jumper. No good. Rebound controlled by Phillips. Mizzou pushing with urgency the other way in transition. Mark Mitchell down. Hill and it's stuffed. The 6'9" senior quieting this Bison crowd. That is a 12-point lead now for the Tigers. Gillis working off the high ball screen. Gillis getting downhill. Gillis thought about it, kicks it to the top of the key. Bryce Harris, hello! Bryce Harris feeling it here in this second half. He's up to 20 points. And we got a timeout call by Coach Gates. First time that this lead has been under double digits since the first half. And the Bison faithful on their feet here at the Dream Factory. We'll take another look at the Bryce Harris triple. Can the Bison cut deeper into this lead? More basketball comes your way next from the nation's capital. Listen, Kim and Melissa, the story here in this second half has been the hot shooting of the Bison from deep. They are a blistering 6 of 7 from beyond the arc here in this second half.
Yeah, 53% overall in this game. Coach Blakeney got to be happy with that. And a lot of them at the hands of that guy that you're seeing right there, Bryce Harris, the senior leader of this Howard squad.
Bryce Harris, what a way to tip off your final season as a collegiate athlete. He's got 20 on an efficient 8 of 11, including 4 of 6 from downtown. Ball is inbounded to Jeremiah Johnson as Gillis has it. Gillis, long three, in and out. It's going to lead to a run out here for Stone. Stone doesn't have the number, so we'll pull it back. Cruz wide open. Got it.
Yeah, you can't leave guys wide open like that defensively. You see the look on Bryce Harris's face there. A little disappointed for the rest of his guys on that defensive effort.
Jacob Cruz has been a problem from beyond the arc for this Bison defense here, as it is a 12-point Mizzou Tigers lead. Gillis working with it to Harris. Why not? In and out. Rebound controlled by the Bison. It'll be Jeremiah Johnson. Gillis thought about a three. Harris to the left corner. Alex Cotton couldn't hit. Rebound control. We got a dead ball. And possession will go to the Mizzou Tigers. Got another timeout coming here from our nation's capital. The Mizzou Tigers hold a 12-point lead. Can the Bison come back here in the second half? More basketball coming up next from our nation's capital. MEAC crossover action open up the season here from our nation's capital. Take a look at Cedric Taylor there of the Bison. They can use all 6'7" of his frame. He is out in today's contest with a broken thumb. And we know Coach Blakeney and company can't wait till they can get his services back into the lineup.
Yeah, he'll be out for 4 to 6 weeks, according to Coach Blakeney. He's the transfer from Morehouse, who was an All-SEAC first-team selection and was on the academic all-honors team as well. Ranked among the country's leader in total blocks. So they could certainly use that defensive effort from him when he gets back.
Defense has been stellar here in the second half for the Bison. The three-point shooting really has been the story, as we've illustrated here. As we'll see some full-court pressure here from Coach Blakeney's squad. Cam Gillis with excellent ball pressure here. Foul's going to be called. They'll call it on the 6'3" freshman out of Potomac, Maryland, Jeremiah Johnson.
That's his second team.
They love Jeremiah Johnson and what he has the ability to turn into here in this program. You see, he's a little bit of a light frame, but definitely has the wiry frame, Melissa, to put some weight onto him.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll definitely see the weight room be a factor for a lot of these guys. Coach Blakeney talked to me about that a little bit, actually. He wants to make sure that it's a consistent strength and conditioning program throughout the season.
Got a chance to be a special player. Anthony Richardson, the second at the line, misses the 1-and-1 free throw. And the Bison will try and cut into this 12-point lead. Bryce Harris getting downhill. Bryce Harris layup up and in. You want to talk about the weight room?
Yeah.
5 years here on campus. He spent a lot of time in that Bison weight room.
Yeah, strength and conditioning coach. Shout out to Coach Lopez over there on the end of it. He's just as into it as these guys are right now because he knows what's coming.
Good job by Cam Gillis fighting over the ball screen. Defense is certainly ratcheted up here in the second half for Coach Blakeney's bunch. Cruz ripping baseline, in trouble. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Mitchell with 7 on the clock. Mitchell facing up, driving. We're going to get a block. Tough call. Really good defense there from Alex Cotton. Transfer out of North Texas.
Yeah, you see the crowd reacting to how I think a lot of folks on the Howard
Taking
squad
another
feel
look.
right now.
Yeah. I mean, just not much Cotton could do on that one.
Yeah, he had his feet set. What else are you supposed to do there?
It's a tough one. Mark Mitchell at the line.
Been a quiet second half for him so far.
Yes, it has. Had 6 in the first. He's 3 for 4 from the field. This is his first time at the charity stripe here this evening. Mitchell misses it, but is followed and stuffed by Sean Phillips Jr. He continues to put his paws all over this one. Blocking foul going to get called there on Anthony Robinson.
Anthony Robinson the second. That's his second. Team's third.
Listen, this Mizzou Tigers team, as we talked about, all types of size. Average height is 6'8".
Bison basketball.
Got their hands full here in this tune-up for SEC play as they deal with the Bison.
Oh, yeah. Howard is making sure that they are still the standard in the MEAC right now.
Johnson over to Gillis. Harris working with it. Looked inside, pass too high as he tried to dish one of the freshmen, Jeremiah Johnson. Love the leadership there from Bryce Harris.
Yeah.
Tapping himself on the chest saying, hey, that's on me.
Yeah. That's what you want to see from your senior leader, taking accountability, communicating that accountability to your younger guys.
Chance of defense coming from the Bison faithful. Phillips, backdoor pass, looking for Mark Mitchell. Those two not on the same page, and it will be Bison basketball.
Again, communication emphasized by both teams this week coming into this game. It's showing its signs here when there's miscommunication.
Mizzou showing some extended ball pressure here as Cam Gillis barks out instructions. Donis on the dribble handoff to Gillis. They work it around the perimeter. Donis in the low post. Donis to Jeremiah Johnson. Three-point basket, in and out. And we'll now see the Tigers in transition. Mitchell working, getting downhill. Saw Porter think about a triple. Robinson the second. Pushing off, creating some space, and knocking down the triple. Making a 15-point Mizzou Tigers lead. Gillis using the screen from Donis. Cotton. Contested triple is there. All in the grill of Mark Mitchell as Alex Cotton continues his hot start from deep. Lob up and in. Wow. Boy, Sean Phillips trying to make Sports Center here tonight, Melissa.
Oh, yeah, 12 points for him tonight, leading the Tigers.
Gillis working. Back and forth affair as we're going to get a whistle. It'll bring us the under 10 timeout here in our nation's capital.
That's his third, team's fourth.
We'll stay here. Cam Gillis to inbound.
For the Tigers, number 45, Luke Norway.
We'll see Luke Norweather re-enter the game, Melissa. I think, as you see there, Sean Phillips holding his back. We'll see how long he is out of this one. He's been the difference maker in this one, creating those extra possessions for Mizzou.
Absolutely, and using that height, as we've mentioned, all game long. I mean, a 7-footer is 7-foot center, no joke at all. He's kind of holding his back a little bit, bending over a couple times, maybe stretching it out.
He is built like a Mack truck. Somebody that's going to definitely be impactful for them during SEC play. Donna's free throw line jumper short. Rebound controlled by Northweather. 8:45 and counting left to go here in this second half. They try to force it inside to Mark Mitchell. They'll get the foul called on the Bison. I saw Jeremiah Johnson and Alex Cotton.
This is number 10, Jeremiah Johnson. That's his third, team's ninth.
Mentioned Johnson earlier, the 6'3" freshman out of Potomac, prior to Bullis High School. Mitchell misses the one-on-one free throw again. Porter the offensive rebound. Fight for it. Mitchell, right hand finish, couldn't get it to go. And Alex Cotton corrals it.
Wow.
Gillis pushing in transition. Cotton laces up another one. Short, he misses everything. A little bit of a heat check there from Alex Cotton as he's been feeling it here on the evening. You see Ed Holland III check back into this one. We mentioned Alex Cotton, 4 of 8 from downtown. He's got 12.
Tigers, number 5, T.O. Barrett, replacing Mark Mitchell.
And Melissa, championship pedigree at the scores table as you see O.C. Okoji get ready to check in. His defense in the first half I thought was huge.
I think it was a difference maker in that. You know what I mean? As we continue to talk about how important defense is for both of these squads, not just in this game, but how important it's going to be this season.
Ball pressure, definitely a staple of this Coach Blakely-led defense. Push off there from Robinson, no call. Jumper, no good. And Javon Porter corrals the offensive rebound. That has been the story here, Melissa. Second chance opportunities for the Tigers.
Yeah, Mizzou has been winning that battle easily.
At that time, they're able to capitalize off of the second chance opportunity. Jaden Stone laces a triple, the transfer out of WVU. It's a 17-point lead. Bison cut this one to 9 earlier in this second half. And the Mizzou Tigers have refocused here, making life difficult here at the Dream Factory for the Bison. Backdoor pass stolen, up ahead, Stone, laying it up and in, no call. Surprisingly, thought that should have been an and one. Okoji nearly turns it over. Bison looking out of sorts here offensively as the freshman out of Lithuania turns it over. That time it was Anthony Robinson turning it over. So
a little sloppy on both ends right now. I think as the pace takes
yes,
up,
indeed.
time to refocus, I think, for both teams.
We'll see if these teams can refocus after the under 8 timeout. As we take another look, another ball thrown to Stone, and he finishes. More action next there for the DC. Melissa Kim. Listen, we mentioned it coming into this one. The Mizzou Tigers, an average height of 6'8". That height has helped them, especially with Sean Phillips, the senior, leading the way.
Yeah, Sean Phillips really been the catalyst for this Tiger squad, leading with 14 points for the Tigers, and making, like we said, making the difference here.
You saw him holding his back earlier. How important is it going to be for him to re-enter this thing for them?
I think very important. If they want a strong finish to this game, we see him still sitting on the bench right now. So it appears that he will be out for a few more minutes at least.
Gillis working with it. As you're now seeing Mizzou go with a little bit of 32 zone. Gillis trying to break it down. The defense here, the Tigers, causing some turnovers for the Bison. 5 on the shot clock. Okoji working. Okoji to Harris. Harris in and out. Rebound is controlled by Jaden Stone. Little defensive switch there from Coach Gates, and it's got this Bison offense out of sorts. Good look to the right corner. No good. Okoji the rebound.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on Sean Phillips, by the way. He's on the bike now, so it looks like he's going to get stretched out a little bit more.
Lithuanian working in the low post, and we're going to get a foul called as Stone tried to pull the chair from underneath.
Personal fouls with the Tigers, number 17, Jaden Stone. That's
Take another look here, and yeah. Try to pull the chair from underneath, a little grabby. And a good call by the baseline official. 22 seconds left on the shot clock. Gillis to inbound. Inbounds pass stolen by Stone up ahead to T.O. Barrett, and he stuffs it.
T.O. Barrett.
Sloppy play continues here from the Bison here in this second half as this Missouri Tigers lead is now ballooned to 21.
Yeah, Mizzou definitely taking advantage of some of that sloppy play there. You see that slam dunk from T.O. Barrett.
Harris working with it. Harris, good pass to Okoji, and he's fouled. Really good look there and good awareness from Okoji on that baseline cut.
Fouls against the Tigers number 45, Luke Northweather. That's his first, team 6.
See again, T.O. Barrett in transition. Stuffing it with 2 hands as the sophomore continues to be impactful here for the Tigers. T.O. Barrett 7 points as Okoji misses his first free throw. Free throw misses. A problem in the first half for Okoji as he was 0 for 2. The defensive stopper here for the Bison, bringing plenty of juice off of this Howard bench. They're going to need it as they try to get back into this one. Splits a pair and is back to a 20-point lead for Mizzou. Trap coming here from Okoji. Thought it was coming, did not come. Ball pressure extended here, though, from the Bison. Gillis doing a good job sliding his feet. T.O. Barrett in some trouble on the floor with it. We're going to jump ball.
Yeah, great effort there from OC. Yeah, getting in on the defensive effort.
Possession going to go back to the Bison as we take another look here. T.O. Barrett trying to get downhill behind the back dribble, and guess who? OC Okoji coming in, getting his paws on the football. The basketball, excuse me. Gillis working with it. Bison gonna need some points and some stops if they want to get into this game here in the second half. Gillis, a right corner 3, no good. Rebound controlled by Okoji. Gillis to Bryce Harris, who fumbled it. 15 on the clock. Good defense from Barrett. Harris getting downhill. Couldn't get to go off the glass. Rebound controlled. Harris tried to save it under the basket. Possession will finally be controlled by the Tigers, and we're going to get a charge.
Offensive foul, Bison basketball.
Great move there by Cam Gillis, again, setting his feet.
Personal fouls against number 0, Anthony Robinson II.
It's the 3rd or 4th charge we've seen taken here from the Bison, and when you're going into a game and you're clearly undersized, their foot speed and quickness, is what allowed them to cut this lead to 9 earlier in this second half. They've got to get back to that.
And fast, too.
Mizzou playing this 3-2 matchup zone, making life difficult for the Bison offensively. Want to see somebody flash high post here if you're Coach Blakeney, making it easier for you here. As right now, Mizzou just suffocating the Bison defensively.
That's his second, team's 8th.
8th team foul for Mizzou. Will send Bryce Harris to the free throw line for 2, or 1-and-1, excuse me.
And on the last possession, you see the Tigers, when they're playing that zone defense, using that height to their advantage.
Yeah.
Near the basket, you see guys that are all at least 6'8", 6'9".
It's a tough code to crack, talking about this Mizzou Tigers defense. The Bison did a really good job coming out of the locker room, especially from downtown. They opened up the second half 6 of 7 from 3. You see Bryce Harris, a big part of what the Bison are doing here offensively. Trap coming, and the ball nearly stolen. We're going to get a whistle. As you see OC Okoji trying to rile up his Bison teammates on the bench.
They're definitely feeding off of that energy there, for sure. The EGB culture is alive and well in this very first game of the season.
Yes, it is. You're going to need those energy-generated behaviors to come to life here in the waning moments of this second half as they try and gnaw their way into this lead. Mark Mitchell at the free throw line. Mitchell 0 for 2 from the charity stripe here this afternoon. Makes his first.
Substitution for the Tigers, number 12, Sebastian Mack, replacing Javon Porter.
You see Sebastian Mack checking in. Mack struggling a little bit from the field, just 2 for 8, including 0 for 3 from the great beyond. Mitchell splits a pair, rebound skied for by Koji. Harris to the left corner. Alex Cotton. It's there. That's how you're going to get back into this one if you were the Bison. Makes in ball pressure.
His 5th 3 of this game. Got 15 now.
Alex Cotton having an out-of-body experience here in the season opener. Basketball coming near us. About to say. We take another look here at the Cotton 3.
Tigers basketball.
I think this Bison defense has got to be proud of how they've contained Mizzou's typical leading scorer, Mark Mitchell. They're averaging 13.9 points per game, only at 7 today.
Bryce Harris taking that matchup personally, Melissa, as you mentioned, doing his best to keep Mitchell in check. Mitchell in the low block with 10 on the clock. Left hand hook shot is good over O.C. Okoji. $18-point lead. Gillis working with it. Mizzou staying in this matchup zone. Cotton gets into the corner. Boy, foul ends up being called on Mark Mitchell.
Mark Mitchell, that's his 4th.
It's timeout on the floor. It is a strong lead here from Mizzou. Can the Bison cut into it? We'll let you know next here from BC. Willingham alongside Melissa Kim here from the Dream Factory in our nation's capital, home of the Howard University Bison. As we take a look at the upcoming schedule, got another game coming up later this week against UDC. And they're home taking on Grambling State. And then next Thursday, they'll take on Alcorn State before they enter conference play coming up in December and January.
Some exciting games on that non-conference schedule. They'll, of course, play at Duke as well. That'll be a big game, a homecoming, college homecoming for head coach Kenny Blakeney, who played there under Mike Krzyzewski.
Open up MEAC play in January on the road against South Carolina State.
A lot of road games to start.
It's a 16-point lead here for the Mizzou Tigers. 3:46 left to go here in regulation. Bison showing full court ball pressure. Mizzou crossing the timeline with ease. Layup up and in as Mack gets it to go. Sebastian Mack. Bryce Harris takes another long 3 off the front of the rim. Rebound control by Donis. He puts it back up. Couldn't get it to go. It'll be out of bounds. Possession will stay here.
Great effort, though, there by Donis. We talked earlier about how Howard was not winning the battle off the offensive glass, especially. But Donis trying to change some of that momentum and those numbers in favor of the Bison.
Big time difference on the glass right now. Plus 17 of the Mizzou Tigers, and they're plus 5 in terms of offensive rebounds. I know who's hot. That is Alex Cotton. As he tickles the twine once again for another triple. Cotton 6-3 of the night. Alley-oop. Up and good. Sean Phillips back in the game, making his presence felt immediately. Cotton with a heat check 3, in and out. Boy, Alex Cotton.
That was
I mean,
quite the sequence of events here.
We're seeing this game get back to that frenetic pace that we saw in the opening half. Mack, a good drive. Ball tipped out to T.O. Baird, and they're going to try to work some clock here. Good ball pressure here from Gillis. We're going to get an offensive foul called on Sean Phillips.
Offensive fouls with the Tigers, number 15, Sean Phillips Jr. That's his second, team's 10.
Gillis took that one on the nose. We talked about Gillis in that first half. DMV native, has family and friends in attendance. But only imagine the adrenaline that's going through that young man's body.
I mean, he's got so much pride playing here 5 miles away from where he went to high school with several friends. You know, you can tell, you know what I mean, from his body language, how he feels about playing in this game. And several friends, by the way, here in D.C., having quite the alumni crowd playing in the NBA as well. Josh Hart, New York Knicks. Caleb Williams playing at Georgetown. Quite a program that they have here from head coach Eric Singletary, one of the top high school coaches in the country.
Yeah, Sitwell friends, as you mentioned, plenty of NBA pedigree. Josh Hart, Sadiq Bey, Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams over at Georgetown. Up the road, Coach Cooley's squad. They just landed the number 26 player in the class of 2026, Alice Costanza, the 6'8" swingman. .242 left to go here in the second half. The Bison trying to cut into this Mizzou Tigers 17-point lead. Both teams in the double bonus, so we'll be shooting 2 free throws the rest of the way. It's Cam Gillis barking out instructions here offensively. Tried to work Alex Cotton off the flare screen. Bryce Harris working one-on-one against Porter, putting his head down. Lost control of it. It'll be another turnover for the Bison. Melissa, turnovers have been a problem here. That was their 13th turnover here of the evening.
Yeah, that is something that you cannot do, obviously, if you're trying to win a game. And you can expect that Coach Blakeney will be making that a point of emphasis. Got to prevent those turnovers, playing some discipline ball.
They're going to need to really get hot here to come back here in the final 2:30 in regulation, Melissa. As you see an outlet pass there. Layup up and in. That time T.O. Barrett looking like Pat Mahomes. To Rashi Rice for our Missouri faithful. Harris working with it. Harris inside. Gillis floater is in.
Nice look there for both Harris
17-point
and
lead. And a foul called, and we'll see Anthony Robinson the second go to the charity stripe. We're in the double bonus the rest of the way. For Missouri, looking for a strong tune-up here to start the season. Both of these teams, we talked about in the open, looking to get off to a hot start. Howard looking to control the MEAC. Mizzou looking to control the loaded SEC. They had a record, I believe 16 teams represented last year in the NCAA tournament.
Oh yeah, I mean, they say it just means more. It truly does mean more in the Southeastern Conference. I know we've been talking about Cam Gillis quite a bit, but I mean, you see the effort from him and the talent from him on both sides of the ball. We're seeing why Howard went after him to make sure that they had some solid point guard play there.
Gillis has done a nice job keeping things under control for the Bison. They're winning the turnover battle. They almost forced another one. As you see Okoji guarding Sebastian Mack here. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Minute 45 left in regulation. Mack tries to get downhill. Mack tries to get it up over Gillis. He's going to be called for the foul.
Look, we got a minute 41 left. Howard's playing like it's still that 9-point differential here. I think you have to be happy, at least pleased, if you're Coach Blakeney, with the effort from this squad.
Goes back to what we spoke about in the open. This is a program that's had success here under Coach Blakeney, but it's a new look program. 12 new players. Not a lot of household names here. We obviously know Bryce Harris, but in OC Okoji, but other than that, a lot of new faces here for the Bison, and I think here in their regular season opener, although it's not going the way that they would have hoped on the scoreboard, I think as you referenced, the effort on the defensive end has to be applauded here. Bryce Harris taking a tumble. So go to the charity stripe.
And we've been touting Bryce Harris all night long, and for a good reason. And you know, when I was talking to Coach Blakeney about him earlier this week, he admired how much Bryce had grown over the years, had to fight for playing time, so he's really had a full circle experience here in DC. And you know, he's someone who believes in the culture, helping the younger guys see that. That is the best messenger that you can get for your program.
As Blakeney referred to him as one of their best recruiting tools to get people to come here to the Dream Factory. If you stay here for 5 years, you get one of the best educations in the country. You get to pursue interests outside of basketball. Melissa, tell us more about Bryce in that area.
Oh my goodness, he has taken advantage of every opportunity. He has 3 businesses. He has a clothing company. He makes beats, music beats. And then he created an app. He wouldn't give me too much on it because it's not launched yet. He said, we'll give you a little sneak peek, but can't talk too much about it. But really has taken advantage of every opportunity. And he said when he first came here, he's in the School of Business. He just graduated from it last year. He said that networking has been such a big thing for him here. And he said he learned in the School of Business that network is your net worth because there's so many people in this Howard University and in the alumni base that want to help you, that want to help you succeed in this world.
Yes, indeed. One of the best alumni bases in the country. We had homecoming here in the nation's capital last weekend, and we got to see a couple of prominent Bison alumni, comedians Anthony Anderson, Cedric the Entertainer, just to name a few.
That's right. The alumni base here is incredible if you think about the first female vice president in the United States of America, Kamala Harris, of course. Chadwick Boseman, who the School of Fine Arts is named after.
For the Tigers, number 15, Sean Phillips Jr., number 25, Mark Mitchell.
It's Anthony Robinson, the second at the free throw line, trying to close this one out for the Bison. Makes both. Minute 25 left to go here in regulation. The Bison still fighting, scrapping and clawing offensively as you see Bryce Harris continuing to add to his big night. He's got 26, Melissa. We'll talk about filling it up. 4 helpers, 4 rebounds, a block, 2 steals.
Indeed, and Anthony Cotton, too, 20 points for him on the night. Those two are game highs, actually, for this particular matchup.
Like we jinxed him there. First free throw missed by Bryce Harris. It was perfect from the charity stripe here on the night. We'll see the bench clear here for the Bison. A bunch of different Bison coming in, including Julian Johnson. Somebody that's going to get some more minutes in MEAC play. He'll be the backup 5 for Donis. And then Stefan Isolovic checking in as well as Bryce Harris checks out for the night, wrapping up with 27 points. We had a timeout on the floor. We'll stay here with a minute 22 left to go in regulation. As you saw, as we mentioned, Stefan Isolovic checking in, the 6'8" freshman from guess where? Serbia. So 2 pretty polished and skilled big men coming here to this Bison program by way of across the pond.
It's kind of neat to see, honestly, to see those kids come here and get a great education, play for a legendary, outstanding head coach who's building something here. I think that they want to be part of that. That's one of the things that Bryce Harris told me. He said, you come here, you take ownership over the things that you accomplish when you help this team be successful.
For sure. And if you think about the development of a guy like Bryce Harris, when you look at Isolovic and Donis, both of those 2 dudes probably just scratching the surface of how good they will actually be by the time their time is done here in the nation's capital.
No, Donis for the first time that he's playing in a collegiate game. Yeah, I'm impressed from what I saw.
Personal fouls against the Bison's number 3, B.J. Powell. That's his first.
B.J. Powell called on the foul, a 6-foot freshman out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Getting some action here for the Bison.
For the Tigers, Anthony Robinson the second.
For Mizzou, their upcoming schedule. They'll take on Southeast Missouri coming up on Friday. They'll take on VMI coming up on Sunday.
Mark Mitchell.
Their first game in SEC play, Saturday, January the 3rd. Against guess who? None other than the Florida Gators, the reigning national champions in Division I men's college basketball.
That'll be the toughest conference test so far for them. And why not right off the bat, right?
And after that, they'll take a trip to Lexington, Kentucky. Take on the Wildcats. before traveling to Ole Miss. And they'll come back home to take on Auburn. 60 seconds left to go here in regulation. Smith working with it. Looking for a man, ends up tossing it out of bounds. Julian Johnson, the intended target.
Substitution for the Tigers, number 5.
Take a look once again at the upcoming schedule for your Missouri
12,
Tigers.
Sebastian Mack.
Southeast Missouri, VMI, Minnesota, Prairie View, South Dakota. A couple of teams to tune them up for SEC play coming up in January.
And you can tell the
all at home, too.
Yep. The excitement over college basketball season. I know the score is what it is, but still a raucous crowd here at the Burr.
You can feel it in the air. It's been a heck of a contest, really a back and forth affair earlier in this second half. As we mentioned, the Bison opening up the second half, a blistering 6 of 7 from the great beyond. Bryce Harris leading the way. He's got 27 here in his final season opening game of his career. T.O. Barrett, the sophomore, continuing his fine night. Timeout called by Coach Blakeney.
Timeout on the floor.
They'll use it to get Shane Frazier to check in. The 6'5" freshman out of Los Angeles, California. I know somebody that knows a little bit about Los Angeles, California.
Listen, shout out to my hometown. Shout out to those of us who made it over to the East Coast to have a wonderful East Coast experience here in our nation's capital.
Shane Frazier, Cali cool. 18 seconds. Frazier lost it. Ball getting a lot of bounds. Possession will stay here. As it is a 21-point Bison, excuse me, 21-point Mizzou Tigers lead. Both of these teams got to be impressed with what they saw, especially if you're Coach Blakeney.
Yeah, that's the thing. You didn't know what you might see coming into this season.
Right. To be fair, Coach Blakeney's bunch. Yo, Barrett. 2 seconds left. Frazier going to take the shot. No good. And that's going to wrap things up here from the Mecca.
Final score, the Missouri Tigers.
Missouri Tigers with a 21-point season opening victory against the Howard Bison.
Thursday, November 6th, we host UDC.
The high man for the Mizzou Tigers, none other than their big man,
Thank you.
Sean Phillips Jr. Couple of highlight reel dunks here tonight, imposing his will on the interior. He finishes with a double-double, 16 points and 11 rebounds. Final score here from our nation's capital. The Mizzou Tigers, 88. The Howard Bison, 67.
Yeah, I think what we've learned from both these teams is that communication is going to be extremely important, but I think that Howard learned a lot of good things about what this team can do, especially with 12 new guys on the squad.
That's going to do it here from the Dream Factory here in our nation's capital. So for Melissa Kim, I am Manoa Willingham saying so long from Washington, D.C., where the final score is Mizzou 88, Howard 67. All games airing on the ESPN network to stream it live and archive on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.